Hey Siri, what fantasy sports podcast should I listen to?
Beast the Odds. Fantasy sports and sports investing with your host, 12-time DFS champion qualifier and counting, 5-time MLB Fantasy Pros HR champion, back-to-back years.
Mantradamus.
Beasto Nation! Welcome to Season 3 of Beast the Odds. I'm pumped to be back, and we're going to be doing it video this year, something we've never done before. Video, podcasts, you can find us on Spotify, and as well as Instagram Live. I don't know about the whole TikTok thing, because if I do TikTok, then China basically gets all my information. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good move anytime soon. Anyways, my agent, who's also my buddy, was like, hey, you got to get back on there. You got to start doing BC odds again, get your face out there. And I said, listen, when the timing's right, when the timing's right. He's like, when's the timing ever going to be right? And I said, when they announce Aaron Rodgers as MVP. Because once again, for, I don't know, the first, third, fifth, or sixth time in the last 8 years, I have ranked the MVP higher than every expert on Fantasy Pros. This season, every expert, well, the consensus ranking for Aaron Rodgers was number 13 quarterback. He was my number 4 quarterback this year. He was a vital part of the draft strategy. The draft strategy was to draft Tom Brady as your number 1 QB. He was actually my number 1 QB in all my rankings, ahead of Mahomes, and he outscored Mahomes this season in fantasy football. So the strategy was to get Tom Brady in the 5th round. If you missed him somehow, because Brady really went round 7, round 8, but if you missed him, you go Aaron Rodgers. But even in round 6, as it comes back, you go Aaron Rodgers. And if you miss Aaron Rodgers, but you got Brady, then just go ahead and take Drew Brees as a backup. And Drew Brees, unfortunately, had to deal with no Mike Thomas basically the whole year. Then he got injured midway through the year. And I'm doing this right now about Brees because I really feel like the Beastdome Nation has to give Brees a proper send-off, since he was our quarterback of 2019 when he absolutely balled out in the fantasy playoffs. He had like 8 touchdowns, something like that. And speaking of balling out in the fantasy playoffs, Tom Brady was just a monster. I believe he had even 9 touchdowns. You can see the whole Beastdome draft guide recap on beastdome.com. You'll see that as the only expert that was anti-Clyde Edwards-Helaire, anti-Lamar Jackson, the only expert to rank Alvin Kamara number 1 at running back, and even call you out as a sheep if you drafted Christian McCaffrey as the number 1 pick, just because you have the number 1 pick, just because all the blind sheep experts put Christian McCaffrey number 1. And yes, I did say there was an injury probability since defenses would load the box. So anyways, you can look on beastdome.com if you want to see that. You can also see my Super Bowl preview. We'll get into that in a little bit. But right now, I want to talk about the show, Beast the Odds, and what it's going to be like for Season 3. For Season 3, we're going to have special guests. We're throughout the sports industry, sports card industry, some ex-pro athletes. We're going to have people in other industries as well. We're going to interview them. We're going to go over what's going on in the world of professional sports, as well as some predictions as well, so that you can win money for free buy-ins. I'm not kidding. It's going to be we got lots of giveaways, but how we're going to start off every single episode is we're going to open a pack of cards. I know I'm holding a blaster box right here, but we're going to open a pack of cards for every single episode to start the episode, because I'm opening this box as I'm talking to you. Because, I don't know, a lot of people might be like me and they collected cards when they were little. But then during quarantine, when there was no sports for a little bit, the sports card market absolutely exploded. And it exploded to another level, to the point where even Pokemon cards exploded. Charizard PSA 10, I'll get into PSA and all that stuff in a little bit, goes for over $300,000. Michael Jordan rookie, all right, you ready for this? Pre-quarantine was less than $100,000. A few months into quarantine, 150,000. The latest one in January, like at the end of January, sold for $750,000. So sports cards is getting pretty serious. This right here is a box of 2018 Panini Contenders. Well, this will be really interesting doing this card pull with this, but don't worry, it'll be fun. So for those that don't know what Panini Contenders are, basically back in the day, Upper Deck, Fleer, all these companies, they all made as many packs and as many kinds of cards as they wanted for all the sports. So the sports card market was completely flooded because all these brands were just printing out all these cards over and over. They stopped that. They decided, hey, we need to make this like an exclusive thing. So what they did is they broke up each professional sport getting a brand. So Panini, they represent the NFL, the NBA. Topps, they have MLB. And then Upper Deck, they have NHL. So this is Panini Contenders right here. This is one pack. And basically where Contenders ranks, because Panini makes a few certain series, the number one is Prism. Prism's like taken over. It's big time. Panini Contenders is still huge though. The best Tom Brady card is a Contenders. A Mahomes rookie Panini Contenders can go for $90,000. So, or is it 30,000? I'm gonna say it's 90,000, but it might be 30,000. I know it's a big difference, but the Tom Brady rookie, easy over 100K. So here we go. This is a pack of Panini Contenders. What we're looking for, of course, this is the 2018 draft class. So that's Josh Rosen's year, but that's not who we're looking for. We're looking for Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley. But now the most popular card of this set is Josh Allen. So let's see what we get. We start off with Derek Carr. Once upon a time here, we'll do this a little better. Joe Mixon. Rob Gronkowski on the Patriots, Super Bowl. We're looking for an auto. We're looking for an auto. Oh, that's nice. MVP, Patrick Mahomes. This might be worth like $4 or something like that. We're lucky. JJ Watt. Is that Big Ben? Yeah, that's Big Ben. And, ooh, what's this? Ryan Tannehill. I thought it was upside down. It might have been something special. Ryan Tannehill. Who's this? Brandon Cooks. Yep, Brandon Cooks on the Rams, and a kids reporter. So we'll open up a pack every single episode. It'll be a little fun thing. We'll also be doing giveaways as well for the cards. Follow on Instagram at Beastdome, and you will see these giveaways. All right, so let's get into a little bit of a breakdown. Let's talk about NBA, then we're going to talk about MLB, and then we're going to do a little Super Bowl preview. So NBA, you know, right now we're about a quarter through the NBA season. I know it's been just soaring through so quickly, too quickly. And what I've learned so far in this NBA season is that LeBron James needs his own reality show. It's amazing. Like anything this guy does is what everyone talks about, even more so. Like he was just in Atlanta earlier this week, and this girl who is sitting courtside with her sugar daddy. And by the way, things are going for me at my age. That's my life goal at this moment. He's got this girl next to him, right? And they're just heckling LeBron the entire game. And eventually the refs has to step in and they have to escort them. And then, you know, that's what everyone's talking about for like the next 3 days is who are these two people that are heckling LeBron, blah, blah, blah. Next game, LeBron finally returns home from that East Coast road trip. They play the Denver Nuggets. And then the NBA is like, hey, we're going to have the NBA All-Star game. But guess what? It's going to be in Atlanta where LeBron was just taunted. And LeBron decides to say, you know what? No, I'll be in the All-Star game if there's going to be an All-Star game, but there shouldn't be an All-Star game. I don't want there to be an All-Star game. I'll be there physically, but not mentally. And now that's all they can talk about. But what's so amazing about all this is that people still find ways to hate LeBron, even though the guy's just absolutely terrorizing the NBA this year. you could say he's MVP because without him, the Lakers are not the best team in the West. And they're not just the best team in the West. Well, okay, it's them and the Clippers, but still, I feel like the Lakers just are the better team because the Clippers are not consistent. Paul George is not consistent yet. Anyways, LeBron is just on one this year. He's absolutely amazing. The Lakers, unbelievable this year. They're going to win the West so easily. There's the Lakers, the Clippers, and that's it. In the East, it's a different story. It really feels like any team can come alive on any single night. Too early to say, but Brooklyn Nets, when they're healthy, when they got everyone, Iman Shumpert was a great sign because they needed a guard that can play defense. They don't have that. But Steve Nash is making a crucial error, a crucial coaching error. He's only playing DeAndre Jordan 20 minutes, 22 minutes. And the problem with the Nets is that no one can defend the paint. They have Jeff Green as their center. While Jeff Green, yeah, he's a great fantasy guy. He's going to hit threes. He's going to get some boards, 10-plus points, some steals, some blocks, even a couple assists. But the point is, Jeff Green cannot be your rim protector. You need DeAndre Jordan there because Kyrie Irving, he doesn't want to play defense. He's a little guy. James Harden has never been a defender in his career. And then Kevin Durant, yeah, he can play D just because he's so long, but at the same time, he's not the type of guy that's going to go all out on D like a Kawhi Leonard. He most certainly would love to have a DeAndre Jordan behind him as his second help. But Steve Nash is playing small, even though they have three guys that can touch the ball, and DeAndre Jordan, that pick and roll and the alley-oops, it's there all day, and it's just horrible coaching by Steve Nash that he continues to make those same mistakes time after time after time. Let's get into Major League Baseball. Trevor Bauer signing a monster contract, more money than most teams' entire payrolls. Trevor Bauer's making that much. And Trevor Bauer, yes, he's a good pitcher, but he has been very inconsistent in his career. And for him to get that type of money is just a slap in the face to baseball as far as like any pitcher that's not making anything close to that, that's a superstar, because there are so many better pitchers in baseball that are not making anything close to that. But as far as the Dodgers go, the Dodgers had the NL West completely locked down this year. Like the Colorado Rockies, they got rid of Nolan Arenado for nothing, for literally nothing. And on top of that, they're literally paying the St. Louis Cardinals all the money for his contract. I believe it's like 30+ million they gave the Cardinals, as well as Arenado. It might even be 50 million. Regardless, it's absolutely insane. I don't get it at all. Prospects are prospects, but Nolan Arenado is maybe a Hall of Famer, potentially. If he stayed in Colorado, he would have been a Hall of Famer. It's going to be interesting to see how he does not in Colorado for half the season. Yes, he can hit wherever, whenever, because he is Nolan Arenado, but it certainly helps when you're going through a funk to be in Colorado and get a meatball pitch to smash over the fence and get yourself right back on the hot streak. And he's not going to have that in St. Louis. Yes, they're a stacked lineup. He's got Paul Goldschmidt batting either in front of him or behind him. I mean, that's like 4 years ago, maybe the first and second pick of fantasy baseball right there. Still, it's a great team. It's a great team. Marcell Ozuna is no longer with them. He's with the Braves. It's a great team, but it's not a great move for the Rockies. The NL West is in a lot of trouble right now. I feel like baseball is in trouble right now because the Dodgers just have a free shot to the World Series again. American League, yes, someone's going to make it happen there. You have to think the Yankees finally have the talent for a whole season, as long as everyone can stay healthy, to easily win the AL East and have that classic battle that everyone's been waiting for. I've never been alive in my entire lifetime for a Yankees-Dodgers World Series. I don't even know if that's ever been a World Series, but it feels like it should have been a World Series by now. With that, let's jump into the Super Bowl prediction. You can read on beastdome.com. I've listed a bunch of props. I've listed some free plays. You can get a lot of information from me on beastdome.com. But I'm going to say that I'm not like everyone else. I don't give away free picks because what do free picks usually turn into? You've played a free pick before. What does it usually turn into for you? Exactly, it's an L. If it's free information, then that's the type of quality advice it is. And you know what drives me insane is that there's so many people out there, experts, whatever they want to call themselves or whatever they are. They love statistics. They will literally rap off every single statistic in the world to you to try to make a point. And for anyone that uses statistics as a basis for why they think something is the way it is, they know absolutely nothing. They don't watch anything, and they annoy me. Those type of people annoy me because you have to be able to watch and know every single player on the field and make assumptions or predictions based off of what you know off of every player on the field and all of their characteristic traits. Because if someone says, oh, the Oakland Raiders are #1 defense in the NFL, no, like, et cetera, and their one game was against the New York Jets, who's the worst offense in the NFL, guess what? They're going to be exposed pretty quickly. And that's very much what is going to happen in this Super Bowl. So here are three ways. If these three things happen, the Buccaneers are going to lose the Super Bowl. One, if the Buccaneers think that they can play man-to-man defense and blitz Mahomes, leaving very little safety help, leaving little help for their corners, Mahomes is going to tear them apart. He is going to be able to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. So if the Buccaneers have an ego, because the Buccaneers like to say, oh, we have a good defense. No, you guys have a horrible defense. It's a terrible defense. Your secondary is below average. Yes, your front seven is great, but a defense is a full unit, and your back four, your secondary is so weak. It's the weakest thing ever, and it's going to be exposed. It's going to be exposed if the Buccaneers have an ego and they decide to blitz and they think that their secondary can hold up. They will be exposed. And I think I just broke my knuckle doing that punch. That's how much it annoyed me. Number two, the number two reason the Buccaneers will lose this game, if Tom Brady throws an interception. Yes, Tom Brady's great, but you know what you cannot do? You cannot give Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs extra opportunities. Brady's got to throw a perfect game. If Brady throws one interception, it's almost guaranteed that the Chiefs are going to win this game because Mahomes should be able to do whatever he wants no matter what, but it'll be a lot easier if the Bucs think that they can blitz. So if Brady makes a mistake, if they fumble the ball, if Brady throws a pick, game over. The number three way the Bucs will lose the Super Bowl. If the Buccaneers think they can run the ball and try to play a slow, methodical pace game against the Chiefs, they're going to lose. They're going to lose because they're not good at it. Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette are infamous for running for 3 yards at a time. Okay, so you give the ball to Jones or Fournette on first down, now it's 2nd and 7. Okay, well, now you maybe give it to them or you try to throw the ball. It's incomplete or it's a 3-yard run. It's 3rd down. Now you put Brady in a tough situation where it's either 3rd and long or it's 3rd down in general and he's got to be perfect. And, you know, Brady's not always perfect in those situations. He's great. Don't get me wrong. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. And for anyone that thinks otherwise, they are absolutely kidding themselves and you should not even listen to them. Anyways, Tom Brady on 3rd down, not always guaranteed. So if the Buccaneers decide that they're going to play a slow, methodical pace against the Chiefs, they're going to lose. They're going to lose because they're going to punt. Then Mahomes is going to drive down the field. They're going to score. Then the Buccaneers are going to be down 7-0. Then they go with this slow, methodical pace again. They punt. They give the ball to Mahomes. Mahomes drives down the field. It's 14-0. They give a ball back to the Bucs. They're slow. They're methodical. They punt. Game over. That's all it takes. If that happens, the game is over right at that moment. So that's 3 ways the Buccaneers will lose. And I'll tell you one way the Chiefs will lose. The number one way the Chiefs will lose this game is if they get comfortable. They get comfortable with any lead. If they're up 14-0 and they run the ball on first down, they pick up 2 yards. Oh, it's fine. We're up 14-0, 2nd and 8. Let's run the ball again. 3rd down and 6. Okay, now Mahomes has to convert 3rd down. Oh, incomplete. We just gave the ball back to Brady. If the Chiefs get comfortable with any type of lead and they let Brady hang around this game in the 4th quarter and you give Brady the chance to have an epic 4th quarter drive to tie this game or even win this game, then the Chiefs are done. The Chiefs are done. If they give Brady that opportunity at home, literally the Super Bowl is at home, it's in Tampa, then the Chiefs are done. If I'm the Chiefs, you got to try to blow them out 41-0. And if you don't do that, you're leaving the door open for Brady to come back. Well, that is episode 1 of BC Odds. We'll do another episode early after the Super Bowl. Enjoy the game. My food of choice, what I'm going to be making for myself, I'm going to be making nachos with shrimp, guac, beans. Oh man, I can't wait. It's going to be lit. Beast.